There is a quote by Robin Williams where he talks about the art of embracing creativity itself, you know, and he spoke of it on the movie called The Dead Poet Society, and he emphasized the point that the things like, being a doctor or an engineer, those are just things merely to sustain, a human being, to get to the next day. But the ones that spark the light in the world that we are living in, it's pure creativity. And I agree with that point that being creative, it is the only way to free yourself. It's the only way to free the soul, and it doesn't have to be things that are hard, like sometimes taking like just writing a song or drawing or doing a painting or whatever it may be, just to express, the inner you, sometimes can spark a bit of, and a bit of upliftment, and at the same time a bit of freedom also from all, from all that reality is trying to suppress from you. So creativity is something that we should embrace. So it's something that we should in fact foster in every community that we are in, because if people aren't creative, they become more consuming, and the more you consume, the more you end up having, a type of a brain that can't even recollect its own thoughts. You basically do what other people are doing. You basically do, what everyone else is already doing. You don't even have a chance to make your own choices. Then what would be the point, of experiencing life itself? Because I believe being here not only for the purpose that you feel like you have to achieve, you are also here to be creative. You're also here to create something that we didn't expect, something that would spark tomorrow's minds, to also become creative. We are not only doing this for ourselves, but we are also doing this for those who are coming. You know what I'm saying? So creativity, I could say, is the main cause of the meal in this world. Creativity is what we need. The more and more we see creative people, the more and more you find that pure you or that authentic you, because you resonate with what they are doing. You feel like you want to be creative also. And the more we have creative people, the more the world changes its view on the progression of life. Because majority of people who are consumers, they depict life as this thing that is very stuck and it's very hard and it's very depressing, because they consume too much. They cannot keep the balance, and the more we cannot keep the balance, the more everything falls off from the scale. So sometimes we must learn to keep the balance. Consumers this much, be creative this much, to keep the balance in the world. So that line Robin Williams said on that movie really touched me to the core, because I understand what he was saying. That we need more creative people. We need creativity. You can simply do anything, because creativity doesn't always mean you have to be seen. Sometimes doing things for you personally, at your own space, at your own time, that's what sparks creativity. That's what sparks the inner you. That's what sparks the light when you feel like the world, it's full of darkness. The only thing that can be your scapegoat, it's creativity itself. So encourage creativity, practice to become more creative, and when I say practice, I basically mean like find 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time during a day just to do whatever that is creative. You know, can be writing a song, a poem, you can be writing a screenplay, you can be painting, drawing, whatever it may be, video editing or whatever it may be, however you feel about it. But being creative, that's what makes you grow as a person. Being creative, that's what influences the world to be more authentic to themselves. Because to reach creativity, you must be more authentic. You must reveal the parts of yourself. Because you won't get an idea if you're faking it. You won't get an idea if you're trying to, imitate the other person. It won't feel the same when the other person is looking at that particular, piece of artwork. So you must find your direction. You must find the peace within first. Then the more you find the peace, the more you allow yourself to be more creative. And the more you allow yourself to be more creative, the more it's like transferring. The more you transfer your peace, the more you transfer your holiness into the next person. Because you can go to a museum, an art museum or whatever it may be. When you get in there, your soul feels free, because whoever made those artworks, they were doing it in the moment of being free. They were doing it in the moment of letting go their unauthentic self, because they are there to inspire you. They are there to, it's kind of like a coded message to tell you to wake up, become you. But you can never become you only if you view it in a sense of a physical state only. You must become you also, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You must all align. You must all align. Because I believe that you exist in the 4 states, or the 4 realms of existence. There are 4 realms of existence. It's the mental or the psychological, whatever you may put it, and it's the emotional, and it's the spiritual also, and it's the physical. So you exist in all of those realms, and it's important to always align with them. So for people who seek to be more creative, align with yourself in those states, then you'll find freedom. Because freedom ain't a physical place that you're going to find. To spark a motivation to the other person ain't always going to be a physical thing. Sometimes a little drawing that is so abstract for other people, could make the other person feel so free when they are watching it, or when they are interpreting it. So I feel like the moral story or the moral code of what Rowan Williams was trying to say was that the more and more you become more creative, the more and more the world becomes a better place. The more and more we free ourselves, because personally I believe we are stuck in a prison. We are told that you are supposed to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. You're not supposed to do this. There are laws and regulations into being yourself. Then how are you being yourself if you're told that you're not allowed to do this, or speak like this, or walk like this, or talk like this, or look like this? So the only way then to be free is to be creative. Do whatever your soul, your heart feels like. Express yourself to the fullest. Then you'll get the freedom that you're seeking.